You wanna know what's crazy is, like, growing up, there were so many fun games to look forward to every single year. Like, it didn't matter who was making the game. It didn't matter if it was Xbox. It didn't matter if it was Rocksteady. It didn't matter if it was PlayStation. Like, you just knew that you were going to get a really awesome gaming experience at least once a year. But now it's like whenever there's a game that looks kind of interesting, where the concept is pretty unique in some aspects or just looks good, it's just like you just have to be nervous that it's either going to be made with absolutely no care, that the parent company behind it is not going to really put any sort of acknowledgement into it sometimes, or that it's just not going to be made properly, or that the trailers that you were hyped about for years were just blatant lies. I mean, the first thing that I think of is that most recent game that just came out. God, what's its name? Where it was promising all these things for years, and then it came out and it was just completely dog shit. I can't even think of it now, but it literally just happened like earlier this year. But even if you get through the entire development phase of a game, even if, you know, every single thing that they promised was there and it looks really good, it runs really well, people love the game, it's like touted as one of the most revolutionary games that a certain company makes, even if you have all of that, you're still not promised life going forward. I mean, it might be pretty obvious what I'm kind of alluding to talking about here. It's one of those things that I don't really want to spend too much time on, but I'm pretty passionate about at the same time. I know I'd never made a video covering the Xbox closures just because I hate getting comments from people thinking that I'm a PlayStation pony or that I don't like Xbox for whatever reason, when in reality, I didn't even own a PlayStation until high school. Like, I grew up on every single Xbox console. Like, I love Xbox so much. And I've said it before, if anything, I'm a Nintendo fan more than PlayStation and Xbox. How was that a hit marker, man? That would have been a fucking triple clip. Oh, I'm so annoyed. But yeah, a few weeks ago, we got the news that Xbox was closing down like a bunch of studios. They essentially pulled an EA and they just decided to shut down and close some of their like most successful studios in recent years. I think the most egregious one that they closed was Sorry. Oh my god, I'm so bad. Holy shit. I think that the most egregious one that they closed was probably the studio that made Hi-Fi Rush. I think it's like Techno something. I mean, Hi-Fi Rush is one of my favorite games of when did it come out? Last year, I think. Whatever year it came out, it was like one of my favorite gaming experiences of said year. And I think it's just so beyond disappointing to have a studio that creates a game that the majority of people actually really like, that actually got your competition to wish that they had your console, just like up and closed. It's insane to me. So I said it's very EA-like. I mean, EA, I think, did this a lot in the late 90s and early 2000s, where they would have a game that people really liked, or they'd have like a franchise that people enjoyed from a certain studio, and then that studio would just get gutted, or said studio would get switched onto a completely different project that had no relevancy to what they had just created, which I know that one really made people mad. And I mean, the Xbox One, rightfully so in my opinion, made people super pissed. Hi-Fi Rush was easily like one of the most creative games that I had played in a long time. I know I mentioned in the Another Crab's Treasure review about just passion and how it seems like there's a lot of passion lacking in the gaming industry right now, and though that game was one of the examples of passion not lacking, because it really felt like the studio behind it just knew what they wanted to create. That's why I said in that Another Crab's Treasure video that I really hope Aggro Crab stays like by themselves, and maybe they can get picked up by I don't even want to say they could get picked up by Sony, because then Another Crab's Treasure would get like 4 different releases across the same console. But I just think the gaming industry is in such a volatile state of like being right now. I mean, it doesn't help that even like the esports scene, which is usually seen as the big money maker for the gaming like industry, or even just like the huge money aspect of it, is just in shambles. I mean, it's basically like an esports winter right now. I know I don't talk about esports much on this channel. I try not to. I have really strong, stupid opinions on a lot of things. Like even games like this, man, like I really enjoy this game. Some people might not, especially because it was quoted as like the Call of Duty killer. If this studio got closed that was making it, like Ubisoft was like, oh, we're just gonna pull the plug on it, I think it would be super depressing. And obviously there's like a whole other political side to why it's probably failing that I'm not going to get into, because I fucking hate politics. Like I seriously, it's my least favorite thing. I genuinely despise it. You can tell that I've been sniping a lot in this game, because my sniper's level 5 and my other weapons are like level 1. Yeah, gaming is just, I don't know, man. It's kind of depressing to think about, because, you know, as someone who grew up playing video games and just absolutely loves everything about them, it's really disheartening to see a studio, the one behind Hi-Fi Rush, get shut down. But like I said, I don't think any gaming publisher or console creative team, what would you consider them, like gaming company? I really don't think any of them, like at all, are good in merit. Big ones like Nintendo, PlayStation / Sony, Xbox, Microsoft, like I don't think any of them really have our best interests in heart. And I mean, it's not surprising at all, to me at least. I know a lot of people are usually pretty shocked when a huge studio gets shut down. For me, it's another day of the week. Like, it's just really sad. Oh, this lobby is so fucking sweaty, man. It's actually gross. I'm done. Okay, that's it for today.